This is it. I didn't think it was this soon. Erik Lamela, get out the door. Here's a bit of a mess. Pretty damn messy, but need to film a video right now, otherwise it won't get done for the day. So, Tottenham Hotspur, Spurs, the lads, the Yid Army. And no, that is not a racist term. We say it in endearment, alright? Don't get it twisted. Spurs season has gone well, I guess. I mean, the way we ended the Premier League campaign was pretty shoddy, but we had a slightly depleted squad, and I guess we still got Champions League football in 4th place. I really feel we should have finished 3rd. Probably would have done something just in terms of consistency, but at least we got top 4. Champions League final on the way. That's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to record the reaction. I was thinking about going to a pub, but I don't think I'll be able to record myself at the pub because other people will be in the video as well, and they might not want to be in the video. So it's a bit problematic. So I'll probably have to record myself watching it the lonely way, which is bloody annoying. It's annoying, but then you'd have to get releases to get everyone who's okay to be in the video. It's a long thing. But what I want to talk about right now is Spurs' squad, because people say the squad is so thin. The squad is shit. They have a good first 11, but the rest of the squad is really subpar. I would tend to disagree. I think that we have a good maybe 15 players, a good group of 15 players, and then we have very average auxiliary players. Just my opinion, obviously. They're all very good professional footballers, some of them. But there are a couple who I feel should be out of the club at this point and should never return, as Scar would say. So we'll start off with the keepers, Lloris, Vorm, and Gazzaniga. Now, Lloris, obviously, number 1. He ain't going anywhere for now. Vorm, I think there's a chance we could be able to get rid of Vorm. I think this season he really didn't play that much. I think Gazzaniga really came into his own when Lloris was either red carded and sent off and suspended, or in cup competitions. And I think he has done pretty well overall for us. I think he's pulled some really good saves. I think Gazzaniga should be the Spurs number 2 at this point. I think he is in terms of the way Pochettino is seeing it, and maybe we should get like a young academy keeper maybe as our 3rd keeper at this point. I think that would probably be the best idea. Keeper-wise, I think we're pretty solid. I think we're pretty strong. We'll get to defenders. Kieran Trippier. Trips has had an odd season this year, okay? I think that he really put everything into the World Cup and last season, and I don't think he fully had a real recovery time over the summer and coming into this new season. He had that injury with his ankles, I think, or with his knee, and he never really got to the form which he had last year, especially in the World Cup. So I think we should keep him. We should stay true to him for the moment and see how he does next season, because he did do so well for us in such a short space of time, especially with Walker leaving, and he really slotted in very well. So I think keep Trips. Then we've got Rose, stalwart goal against Arsenal, forever in your mind. It will be there forever. So a debut goal like Rose scored, he's club legend. He's club history. So I think Rose has to stay. He's really had a pretty consistent season. I think he is a hothead at times, but it's his character, and I guess it maybe just spurs on, pun intended, spurs on everyone else around him in a very positive way. So I'd say Rose is a stay. Alderweireld, I think he's the best defender Spurs has got, along with Jan Vertonghen, also a Belgian. I think they both stay. I think if we win the Champions League, which there is a chance, I think Alderweireld stays. I think you know what, I do want him to stay. I think him and Jan have a very good relationship. They're obviously a national teammates, and I think they work well together, and they are leaders in the team. I think they should both stay. Whether Alderweireld does stay, I don't know, but Vertonghen definitely staying. Davinson Sanchez, been injured a little bit in the second half of the season, but I think he's someone who will be at the Spurs for a very long time. So I've got no questions about him being there in the future. Unfortunately, then we have Kyle Walker-Peters. Not Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker-Peters. I can't get one thing out of my head with this lad. Super young. He's like 22, I think. 21. Very young kid. That goal that he conceded against Barcelona, I think it was Ousmane Dembele, I think. Yeah, I think it showed he's really not up to standard at all. I think he had actually one good game this season. I think it was the Everton game where we won like 6-3 or 6-2 or something. I think he had 3 assists. He did good in that game, but I really don't think he's up for it. I think Foyth is Foyt. He's solid. he's also very risky with his tackles. Again, he's a very young guy, so I think there's a chance that he can improve. And maybe just like Walker Peters, he should be given a little more time. But I think both those guys have too many mistakes in them. Unlike Davinson Sanchez, who I think really pushes himself to avoid those. So I think that those two, there's a question mark around them specifically. Serge Aurier, you know, decent right back, especially for backup for Trips. I think Trips might go this summer. He might get bought. I think United is probably a high bet for them. Maybe Chelsea might take him. I think that he's going to get offers in the summer. So I think Serge Aurier is a good replacement or second right back. So I don't think we should get rid of him. Ben Davies, again, solid second left back. I don't think he's going to challenge Rose. There was a thing last season, this season, between them who's going to be the number one left back, and it is Rose 100%. But Davies has improved a lot. He's just, I don't think, as good as the skill and the pace that Rose has overall. So those are all the defenders. They're the defenders. So much life in this video. It's because I've not got to the point where I want to really engage, and I'm going to get there soon. Harry Winx. Nice. He's one of our own. He's staying. Doesn't matter. He's had injuries. We need to support him. I know. This is it. I didn't think it was this soon. Erik Lamela. Get out the door. You're gone. You're gone. I'm sorry. You know what you need? You need milk for all the injuries you've had. I'm not going to at you for having injuries. I'm going to at you for just not giving a fuck on the pitch. You are so lax. You are like Berbatov, but without the goals. That's what you are. Berbatov, he had this silkiness about him because he was so lazy. That was his temperament, and it's fine. But Lamela is also a rash guy when it comes to a challenge. I've watched him, and I've just thought, how is he still on the... I don't want him sent off. He's my player. Still, even if he's Lamela. And I'm like, how are you still on the pitch? You should have been red carded twice in this one game. He is so rash when it comes to tackles. It's absolutely crazy. I don't think he has a future at the club at all. I don't see how he can slot in. He's consistently going to be on the bench. He just can't start a lot of games. And I don't think he's as good as the front four regardless. I mean, Ali, yeah, he's had a slow season, but I'd rather have Ali in there in that number 10 role. I'd even put Sissoko in that number 10 role instead of Erik Lamela. I think Sissoko is way more of a forward driving player, and he's improved so much this season that I think everyone would say he's probably been the best, if not the second best player Spurs have had this year, after probably Son. I think Kane's been injured a lot of the season, so it's a problem, but his goal scoring is prolific for Kane. But Son and Sissoko have been very, very consistent for a long time. I would maybe even edge to say Sissoko might actually be my player of the season, even though Son scored a lot of goals. He's had patches, purple patches, whereas Sissoko, I feel, has been very, very solid. Sissoko to solid through the entire campaign. So I might say Sissoko my player of the season, yeah. Surprising. I would not have said that last year. Last year, I would have said he was my second least favourite player after Lamela. This year is my favourite or second favourite. Man, you've done a good job. Good improvement, all right? You show his kids you can really improve. Just work hard. And he works so hard on the pitch. Then there's Victor Wanyama. Now, he's had a couple of injuries, unfortunately. Still think he can do a job for us, but I feel he's going to be a bit part player going forward. It's unfortunate that we lost Dembele, because I think he is one of the best holding midfielders in the world. Even though he had a lot of injuries, I think he really did do a job, and I'm glad he had, you know, Winx and Sissoko there learning from him, because I think they've taken a lot from the way he plays. And I think Wanyama maybe hasn't done that as much. I mean, he scored that screamer against bloody Liverpool, I think it was early this season or end of last season. Absolutely bonkers. I don't know how much of a role he's going to have going forward. Kevin Nkudu. I think this guy hasn't had a chance. I think he doesn't mesh with Pochettino, and that's why he doesn't play, and he gets sent out on loan a lot, but I don't think he's a bad player. I think he can do a job for us on a wing if someone isn't there. I don't know, this might be controversial, or maybe it's not. Erik Dyer. Now, I've heard a lot of stuff about Dyer. You know, people say he's not even a championship level player. I think that he's fine. I think he can slot in if needed at centre-back. But I don't think he is the highest of caliber player the Spurs have. And I would say if he's to be let go, then fine. But, you know, I think he can be a squad rotation player at the most. So he can do a job. I think maybe he stays. Then there's Ali staying. He's Dele Ali. He's Dele. He's Ali. He's Dele Ali. Eriksen looking like he's potentially going to leave the club, unfortunately. I think that there's There's hope that he'll stay. I think if we win the Champions League, you never know, but I think he's got 1 foot out the door at this point, which is sad, but it's the truth. Lucas Moura had a stellar season for him. I think like 14 goals, 15 goals in all competitions. Son has like 20, KANE has like 24. Pretty good for a front three, for a set of front three players to get all over 15 goals is pretty solid. So I don't think Mora is going anywhere. If not, he'll probably try and slip into the team more next season, especially if Eriksen does go. You know, I see maybe Ali playing in number 10, KANE up top, Mora and Son on one side of each wing. I think it can work, but I do feel that we need a couple more midfielders defensively and attacking wise. But I'll get to that in another video. Oliver Skipp. Again, a young guy, academy guy. I mean, people say stuff about foreheads, and man, he has an incredible one. He really does. If he can use that forehead to head the ball, the power it would generate, mind-blowing, crazy. Yeah, I think he's young. I think he'll get time. I think he should get time, and hopefully he'll improve in that space. Then we get to the forwards. All right, this is again maybe controversial. Son Heung-min Son, the Korean king. Yeah, he's staying. It's just a ray of sunshine, so no one gives a fuck. Honestly, this guy, ball of sunshine. Next, Vincent Jansen. Now again, he sort of came in at the tail end of the season when we didn't have a lot of players on the bench. He got recalled, and I think he did fine. I think that, especially with the amount of players that we have, I think we should look for another striker, but it's tough to find someone who's willing to sit on the bench when you have KANE and Son up there. Harry Kane, nothing's happening with him. Llorente, stay. Give him a new contract. He's saved our season. Give him a contract. I swear, Levy, if you don't give him a contract, I think you're really shooting yourself in the foot here. You've got a top quality player, a previous world-class striker who is willing to sit on the bench for KANE. Yeah, he might be 33, 34 years old, but clearly this season he's done a job, and I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do it next season, considering he might only have 15 games in him. But those 15 games, if KANE is out or Son is out, it is worth it 100%. Whatever you're paying him per week, I don't care. Just keep him. Keep him. He does a job that most people will not be able to do, and most people would not be willing to do. So keep bloody Llorente. So, as a quick summary, I would say, Vaughan, get out the door. Carl Walker-Peters, maybe, get out the door. Juan Foyth, maybe, get out the door. Erik Lamela, already get out the window. Jump. Jump. You're not a dog. I'm not going to tell you to jump and you jump, but get out the window though. Get out. Victor Wanyama, maybe get out. I don't know. Maybe. Dyer, Vincent Jansen, maybe, potentially. It's a possibility that he'll get out. But other than that, I think that overall we have a pretty solid squad. We just need a couple players, and I will do that in another video where I say who we should buy this summer. I was going to say De Ligt, you know, it's on everyone's tongue. He's on everyone's tongue. But apparently he's going to Barcelona as well as De Jong. They're so fucking hungry. They want all of them, don't they? I swear, they'll just buy half of Ajax's team at the end of the day. Madrid will buy half our team, and Barcelona will buy half of Ajax's team. But yeah, those are the players who I think should get out. Just to be clear, Lamela, definitely number one to get out the door. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then Lamela will come after you. All right, he'll come after you. Do you know that meme, that incredible old video of the slowest death in history, and it's with a spoon. The guy is killing you with a spoon. That's how I feel it's like when Lamela is on the pitch. And he will give you that slow, painless, at the same time quantum to be painful death. And you don't want that. You really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I have been NarendraTheComic. You have been great, and I'll see you next time. Skadoosh.